Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the International Passenger Terminal here in Busan, South Korea. My name is Rapid. I'm here with Alchemist, and we have been running through the Tekken7 round of 8. The games have been incredible. We just had a very, our most one-sided match of the night in our previous series, Philippines versus Malaysia, and now we're coming into our final set of the night, which promises to be one of the most even matchups so far.
Yes, this is the match I've been looking forward to the most. We have New Zealand versus Israel. Israel is a character loyalist. He'll pick Dragunov. I'm sure of that. New Zealand, on the other hand, I have no idea who he's
this whole time. Probably not. But yeah, you were actually talking about having played the New Zealand representative a lot yesterday.
Yeah, I played him for a good 3 hours. It was a very, very enjoyable set.
Okay.
I got to play a few of his characters. I got to play his Devil Jin, his Dragunov, and his Claudio. And I think, like, from playing him, I could see that he's a very solid player, knows the neutral game really well, very rarely whiffed anything, doesn't give you any opportunity to try and punish him. He knows at what range he wants to play out. So I know he has a good, firm understanding of the game. I saw Israel play. I haven't played him yet, but I can see that he's a very well-experienced player when it comes to Tekken, as well as Dragunov. He knows all these things about his character, these intricacies that newer players might not understand. And here we see that Cornova actually favors Shaheen. I talked to him yesterday. He said that's who he thinks his best character is. He hasn't played him all that much in casuals, but I saw him play him in tournament yesterday.
Yeah, I haven't seen any other Shaheen here yet. I know there's at least one, but I didn't get a chance to watch him play. And of course, knowing or having Dragunov as one of his most familiar characters, you kind of got to know your enemy, right? So that will give him maybe an advantage going up against Israel's Solid Stone. Like you said, a character loyalist. And I mean, if you have to pick a character to be loyal to, Dragunov's pretty up there.
You might as well pick the best character.
Right. All right, well, he is going to have advanced here after a very dominant showing versus Finland. And I believe Israel, yeah, he did come out first in his group, 4-0, so really uncontested the entire way. And I don't want to call it an easy group, but it was very evident that he was really on top of it. And so very deserving of being here in the round of 8 and looking forward to seeing how he shapes up against a very strong New Zealand opponent. Of course, this is single elimination. We are going all the way through 5-game sets, so it's going to be a very, very good opportunity to really see which player will advance. Like you mentioned, Nova, a Korean player representing New Zealand here. Of course, Korea, a very strong esports nation, one for Tekken as well. Up against Israel, a nation that you wouldn't necessarily identify with too many other esports, but nice to see them really dominating here in Tekken7.
Definitely. Good to see that they're sending out representative to this event.
The game is ready, and so we will be moving into our final match in the round of 8 here for Tekken7, the 9th Esports World Championship. Let's get it on. Shaheen versus Dragunov.
I want to see a close game. I want to see a clean game, but I suppose that's too late because I already picked Dragunov. And a nice lodge punish there on the down 3. Gets into the wall. Went for the interesting ender, actually. He could have gotten the back 2 into the shoulder. Went for the back 2 1-3 into the cancel. Maybe he got a miss input. Nice counter with the 4-1 there. Gets into the wall. Decides that he can't get the combo because of the off axis. No duck there. Power crush comes out in a decent punish. Can get a forward 2-3 for the 12-frame punish there.
Yeah, able to crush through that, but now, keep an eye on Dragunov, trying to see what he does. Because I guess there is that style where you just play aggressively right off the bat and try to beat down your opponent, but kind of mixing it up, gets the trade there, armor.
He could have actually gotten a combo on the trade there, but maybe out of distance. Both players now in rage, and side rolls the stomp there. Up forward 3 to close out the round. Good start here. And just like that, we went into the we went to the last 10 seconds in the first round. So the players are both playing very patiently. And a nice conversion there of the low wall spat. Armor move comes out.
Can't get away. He just will not let him leave.
Solid Stone favoring the armor attack, using it a lot at the wall. And it's worked out for him. Off to a strong lead. This gets him to the wall, back 4 for the Oki. Doesn't get the flip over setup, the flip over for the low wall splat.
Nice get the grab. Actually, wow, that was a really impressive break.
So Shaheen now in rage. Dragunov just out of it, and there he is now. Will we see a rage out come out? Will we see a rage drive come out? And there's the rage drive there. Nice. Nice startup there after the throw break. That is 14 frame on startup, beat the down 2, which is 18. And a no throw break there on the 1+2 throw. Back 4 for the Oki.
You're able to get the extra frames needed to close out that game. This is starting out really, really evenly. You can never learn too much off of just the first few games, but really even matchups. Now Solid Stone in rage and going to get taken to the wall and taken out. A perfect.
And there is
Nova.
the knowledge from Cornova. Cornova actually a very good player when it comes to timing. As we saw there, he waited very patiently, didn't press any buttons, and when he saw that Solid Stone went for an attack, got the counter hit 4-1 by pressing it slightly earlier than the retaliation of Solid Stone there. So very good effort there by him. And a down 2 to track him down. No break on the 1+2 throw. Dragunov now in rage. Down forward streak to the OG setup. Caught him jumping, gets down forward, down back 2 to close it out. Well done there by Cornova. Takes the first match.
Yeah, he will take the first match. There's many more to follow, but it's a nice way to start things off and really see, man, look at that look on Solid Stone's face. You could see things start out really evenly, but it certainly seemed like Nova really hit his stride there towards the end.
Yeah, it started off even and slow, and then Cornova just got a feel for the match. He knew what he wanted to do, got everything that he wanted, and just played around with the timing of the match. Caught counter hit every now and again against Solid Stone. Solid Stone, I think, has to mix up his timing. Has to choose his, has to take his opportunities when he can. So right now we've got a stage change. We're back into the G-Corp helipad nighttime. We haven't seen this one in a while.
And with the stage change, the most important change, he does have his headdress back, so he'll be looking a little bit stylish to start things back out as the reset happens. But you were mentioning some changes that Solid Stone really needs to work on. What is it that Nova's really doing that seems to be able to get in every time?
He's just keeping him in check with these quick, compact pokes. He knows what to use because he knows that Dragunov wants to use running 2, wants to use down 2, wants to use up forward 4, and these moves are slower than like down forward 1 or jabs. And just these small, compact moves are just being used efficiently at the right time to stop him from using what he wants to use. But just as I say that, he gets a sidestep and down forward 2, should be able to close it out here with the rage drive, and stomps on him.
Wow, just the narrowest of life leads there at the end. Rage driving it all the way through to take the first game in this set. It's starting to mix it up, and with the Dragunov is like one of if not the tippity-toppest tier characters. There's a lot. You have to be able to play against a lot of different styles against you. So for Nova here, is there something that Shaheen just, natively has that allows him to get through what is a very solid offense coming at his way from Solid Stone?
Yeah. So for not Solid Stone in particular, but the character Dragunov. Dragunov is one of his best moves is his down 2, which we saw Solid Stone close at the round with it. Shahid has a very strong punish for it, while standing 3-3, which is 13 frame startup. So it might be deterring Solid Stone from using it because he thinks it's just going to get blocked. He's resorting more to sidestep right into down forward 2 and all this stuff. And at the same time, we see that is the second time Cornova has contested the 2-1 string, not scared of the 2-1-3 or the 2-1-4. Dragunov in rage again. Last time he had this, he made a good comeback. Goes for the corner with 1 sidestep 4, or sidestep 2, sorry.
Not this time. Nova able to close that out for Solid Stone. Really, the pressure is a little bit on. I mean, at this point, Nova's taking the first series, trying to bring it back here. Stone 1 game away,
and that's a very predictive kind of movement or attack that he just did there. Expected him to come in with a running 2, so he's doing that 4 to counter hit him out of it. It's just to see how greedy the Dragunov player is and test it on his timing in terms of running in with an advancing move. Nice grab there. Doesn't matter if it's broken, it does change sides, and a nice punish on the snake edge there. Ties it up at 2 rounds.
Final round.
Man, no throws or grabs allowed. Really, both players on top of breaking out of those so far, but it's been about the finishes. Solid Stone has come back through rage at the end, but he seems to be consistently getting there, and once again, Noah able to beat him down just outside of that 25%.
Oh, that was interesting. In this game, you cannot break throws if you're mid-power crush animation, but you need 8 frames in order for the animation for the crush, or rather the armor, to kick in for Rage Arts and Power Crushing. So it didn't affect it then, he was still able to break the throw. Something I'd like to point out is, I mentioned it earlier, that the MVP here for Cornova is just down forward 1. He's used it so effectively to beat out these slower options that Solid Stone is using. I think Solid Stone just needs to play a lot less greedy with his moves. Cornova is a very intelligent player. He knows what Solstone wants to do, and I think Solstone isn't adapting well. He just has that one style. I think that's what he needs to do to come back into this set.
Yeah, you come into a tournament like this, different countries, players, play styles, characters, lots of versatility, and as a character loyalist, you really do have to adjust to a lot. And if there's any character that can do it, it would be Dragunov, the sickest launch.
This is going to be it.
What a turnaround. Okay, yeah, there it is.
And
wow.
that's exactly what Rage Drives do. They give you that comeback factor. They give you that ability to work your way back into a match. And we saw that to the utmost of its ability into that round there. Right there.
It's a little bit like that Dave Chappelle meme. Anybody got any of those frames? Need a little bit more, and he had the ones that he needed to turn it back around and take the first game of the set.
Yeah, Solstone's getting too predictable with his Power Crushes. He throws it out very, very often. I don't think I've ever seen anyone use Power Crush so often. But Dragunov arguably has the best Power Crush in the game. And a nice down forward one. Once again, the real MVP to close out the round. Ties it up at 1-1.
And there goes just right back to even. It feels like every time Solid Stone gets kind of the match he wants to have, plays it the way he wants to, takes the lead. Nova able to just bring it right back. The down forward run, like you said, really big MVP and able to get him back and tie up the series. So right now it does seem like the score is up to New Zealand, but I mean, with trades like that, you can see Solid Stone close that.
That was one of the first running twos we've seen hit, to be honest. He's been so scared to use it because of Cat it 4, like scared to advance because of the way Cordova's playing. Cordova now in range, nice sidestep, could have gotten a hop kick or a punish. No duck on the second hit and back 2-1. Jabs him out of the forward 2. Both players in rage. Went for the rage drive and gets punished for it with the whiff 4-1.
Man, nobody seems better in Rage than Solid Stone, but I mean, when you're there, you've already taken a big hit. So I gotta say, Solid Stone doing his best to keep this series as close as possible. Throw breaks again and again and again. There it is, over and over. Both these players really on top of each other.
Very, very good reads here by Cornova. Nice counter hit with the back 3, guaranteed back 4 there. Nice throw break on the 1+2 throw. No duck on the second hit, that is high right there. And breaking all the throws, that is not something that's very common to do, especially in a tournament setting where your nerves will kick in. We'll get into the wall and close it out. Oh, the wall's already broken. And the shoulder tackle. Decides not to block it, says I'm going to go for the Hail Mary.
Well, hammering him down, Solid Stone. Still one game away from taking his first game in the set. It's going to be an uphill battle. Nova with the life lead, starting things out with the first aggressive stance, and now able to carry him all the way to the wall.
Okay, so it's become obvious to watch, and as we see, just Cornova takes a 3-0 lead over Solstone. It's become quite obvious what Israel's weaknesses are. He's playing very finicky when it comes to situations where he's under pressure. He can't get what he wants, which is the down 2, the running 2, the up forward 4, the down forward 1, or whatever he wants.
All of Dragunov's really comfort zone.
He's resorting to Power Crush to get momentum back into the set. He was using 3+4 in anticipation of an approach from Shahid, whereas Cordova's playing very defensively and staying back and waiting for him to do something like that. Whenever he's doing a move that's unsafe or safe and he wants a way out, he's doing Cordova's to the back 2. I think Cordova has picked up on this. He's played around it perfectly. And I think Solstone definitely has to change his pace up, because right now it is not working for him.
Well, there's a human element to this too. Even if you just look at what you saw there on your screen, the players on stage, there are real people piloting that, and the momentum, the mindset does definitely matter. You can see Solid Stone kind of feeling the pressure as we get into what could be our last match of this round of 8.
And finally, a counter hit running 2 gets into the wall. We are in the Dragon's Nest, such a nice stage. The last round for this stage is a rainy day.
Oh my God. I mean, we already had the actual bounce house, but this one looks like it's all its own, though. Turning it back around, takes the KO. First game of this match.
The wall splat into the screw, into the re-splat, into the shoulder. Big damage from Dragunov. Gets down here with the sidestep 2-4 right there. Running 2, plus frames comes out, down back 2. One for the 3+4 again. Not working out for him so far. Dashes in close to mind game with the slide. No duck on the wasp, landing 1-2. Down 2 crushes his high. And a nice block. Nice block with Snake Edge there. We'll get him to the wall. Should be able to close it out.
Yep. To the window, to the wall, and taken out, tying up the series. We didn't even get more than 20 seconds into that, and we're already into our third game in this set. I mean, New Zealand really has, come out in the end, but it's been very, very close to get it there. And I mean, Solid Stone just looking to take a round. You know, we saw a 4-0 earlier, but this has been much, much closer. Still heading towards that way.
And Solid Stone favors the sidestep right rather than sidestep left, regardless of which side he's on, it seems like it. Both players now in rage. Who's going to expend their rage first? I think he went for it there, but got interrupted. And then forward 3-3 to close it out. I'm not sure if that's what he wanted, to be honest.
Well, what would he have wanted more?
Maybe forward 3, and he was mashing 3. Because thought he was going to step the running 2 and wanted to do a homing move. There's so 3+4 again. Gets counter hit. This should get into the wall. Slightly off axis. No wall combo. No punish. That is -12, not 13. Doesn't duck the second hit. Nice throw break to change sides for Dragunov.
Yeah, it does flip him all the way over. Nova in the lead here. Solid Stone now in rage. It seems to be where he is most familiar, but getting juggled, that will do it.
Ties it up at 2-2. Yeah, after watching this, I can see that Solid Stone probably isn't used to playing against players who are so knowledgeable as Cornova, because he's doing strings that good players will duck. So like back 2-1, the second hit you'll duck it, and like this 1+2, he stopped using the armor move, to be honest, because he saw that it wasn't working for him. And since he stopped using it, he's been doing well, which is not surprising because he was getting punished for it every time.
Right, yeah, you really have to recognize what just isn't working. And it appears as if he has realized that, but is it just a little bit too late? Noah down in life, but Solid Stone poised to take his first match of the set.
Could have gotten a better punish, good enough. Nice counter hit there with the 4-1, 4-1, 4-3. Gets into the wall, just misses with the last hit of the wall carry. Plus frames, doesn't respect it, it's up forward 4. Gets a mini combo at the walls. Get up 4.
Oh, both players in rage.
9 seconds left, both players in rage. Who's going to come out on top? Down 2 while standing 4. And Solid Stone makes a good comeback there to take out his first match. Puts himself on the board.
Wow, as Dragunov rocks away, you wouldn't even know that he had lost 3 previous series. You can see finally the first looks of maybe the pressure starting to get to Cornova from New Zealand.
Yeah, he's not happy that he lost that. He thought that was his game. I think it was a very, very close game. You couldn't have asked for a closer game. Came down to the last 5 seconds, but Cornova just didn't have it. Didn't have to have it what it takes to take it there.
I mean, this is how it starts, right? You've got to take things one set at a time. And, I mean, 3-1, we're not going to have a 4-0 like we had in our previous series. Solid Stone pulling it back. You can see that this isn't back to thinking man's game. This is the real-time frame-based chess. He's playing it in his mind right now, and he's been able to find a way to get himself back in the game. He's going to reset it. We're going back to kind of the drawing board, and, you know, he seems to be painting a picture. That,
he has his hoodie on now. He's serious. He's getting serious, getting real into the game.
Yeah.
We got an infinite stage. We got Arctic Snowfall. No launch punch there on the shoulder. And that 3+4, it's such a common move to use for Solid Stone, but not once has it hit yet. No punish there on the down 2. You can get a big punish with the last standing 3-3. Both players decided to play very slow, just spacing each other out. I think Cornova wants Dragunov to come in with the wall running 2 so he gets a counter hit, or a down forward 2 to hit him out of the animation before it becomes active. No step on the 1-1-3.
Solid Stone seems to be kind of shaving off moves that just don't work and finding quite a few that do. Nova almost down into rage. One more hit will do it.
Very interesting choice of move there with the forward 3-3. Once again, I don't know if he's intentionally doing it or not, but I don't see that move very often with Dragunov.
Round 2.
So it takes out the first round, Solid Stone does.
Yeah, a nice way to start things off. You know, even though we do have many competitors here from many different countries, you know, it's all still one game. Lots of cheers from the crowd just for how good the Tekken is being played here in the round of 8. Solid Stone battling back.
Nice. Caught him ducking. Got the 4-4 for I think that's the first time he's used it. And the 3+4 again, yeah, it's just not working out his favor. Every time he's getting up, he's putting himself in unfavorable Oki. And a nice patience there for the sidestep down for 2. Notices that Solid Stone has been favoring him. And gets the Hail Mary with the circle back 2.
God. I mean, when you got to just invest right there, it's paying dividends so far. Solid Stone really finding moves that work.
Nice break on the 1 throw there. Down forward 2. I think that's what Cornova needs to do. It needs to go back to doing those down forward 2s, those compact pokes with down forward 2, down 4, down forward 1, and just jabs. Nice hop kick there. Caught him out of his timing while he was dashing in. Gets the max damage combo. Actually drops the last hit.
Yeah, no walls to even run back to. That's going to do it. Not quite a perfect, but Nova finally really hitting that stride. I don't know what to say. What is it that is making the big difference here? Is there like a mindset or just like moves that don't need to be used anymore because they're just not working?
I think Solid Stone has just stopped trying to use the moves that weren't working for him, besides 3+4. He's still using a lot of that. But like Power Crush, Upward 4, he's content with the fact that he's not going to get many running 2s, even though that's what he wants, because Cordova's contesting them really well, like that. He expected it throughout the 4. But right now, he's just playing closer a lot of the time. He's getting these chip hits, these pokes every now and again, and it's just whittling down the life of Cornova.
Yeah, the last Shaheen left alive here from Nova. I mean, he does have a Dragunov of his own, so maybe this doesn't work out. The character change is possible, but for now, Solid Stone, second set in a row.
And again, with just basic moves, basic Dragunov moves, small pokes, and some decent pressure, just working his way back in. Something to point out is Solid Stone has excellent clutch factor. When he's losing, when he has rage, he's always ready to throw out that quarter circle back 2, that upward 4, whatever the move needs to be, and he's doing it so well. I think that with the combination of his the way his move selection has changed, the way he's come back into this set. So right now we're still in the Infinite stage, we're still in Arctic Snowfall. Bus frames, no duck on the second hit, actually eats it.
Keeping the flow going. I mean, for Solid Stone right now, like you said, he does work better under pressure when he does get down there towards the rage. I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily a strategy. It's like, I'm just going to take a lot of damage because I can win from rage. Like, well, you know, you probably want to do as much as you can while you have that opportunity, but good trading back and forth. Like you said, it is an infinite stage, so you're not really going to be able to take anybody to the wall, but taking Cornova down to rage.
You can step that. I think he could have gotten a huge chunk of damage if you step that, but you know, you can't always keep that in your mind because they might not do the last hit. But it's something, you know, you got to remember. Down to the last 10 seconds right now. Dragunov not in rage, finally gets a 3+4 to hit.
Draws first blood here in, not necessarily our final round. I mean, it is match point for Nova. He is able to bring this out, and he will advance on to our final 4, but Solid Stone is putting up one hell of a fight.
Yeah, I think right now Cornova's just resorted back to playing very, very patient. And 3 down 2s in a row, the trifecta? How are you going to do me like that?
I mean, you just never figure it out. It's like, oh, he's going to stop now. He's going to stop now. No, he's just never stopping. Nova doing a good job fighting back. Solid Stone, though, really sort of reacting and realizing what doesn't work. I mean, he's even stopped using, I forget what it was, it just never seems to work out for him.
The 1+2, the power crush?
Exactly.
So right now, Shaheen now in rage. Could have gotten a better punish. Last 20 seconds of the round. Plus frames. No duck on the second hit. Grabs him out of the power crush. Both players now in rage. What's Cornova going to do? Goes for the homing option and ducks the last hit. Very well done there by Cornova. Ties it up at 1-1 and 2 rounds away from taking this whole set.
Man, really just down to the wire here. I love it when Tekken is this good, and it is, or it has been really for our entire round of 8. For Solid Stone, though, like you said, Dragunov, a loyalist, and lots of adaptation. He's totally deserving of this immense comeback. And now Nova just getting flipped, knocked around like he's Solid Stone's plaything, trying to find it in, but nothing's working out.
I'm convinced that Solid Stone is actually doing forward 3-3. I've never seen a Dragunov use that intentionally before. I'm convinced that he's using it. So very good work here by Solid Stone.
And Nova, like, for as confidently as he was able to play the first 2 games of the set, now just really unable to figure out the adaptation. Solid Stone too good for a guy named after something that doesn't change. He has changed quite a bit.
Nice hesitation frames would be back 4 there. You don't. It's something in Tekken that you can do with a string. You do the first hit, and because they know there's a second hit to it, they want to attack, then you can take advantage of that. Even though it's not actual plus frames, mentally and in terms of a mind game, it can be rather. And both players now rage, went for the 4-1, tried to get a counter, jabs him out of the 4-4-3, and a while standing forward to take it out.
What a way to finish! Oh my God, no, doesn't get closer than this. This is going to be match point for Nova. He has fought very hard and very well, but sort of started to hit a roadblock, but still 1 win away from taking the set and advancing to the round of 4.
Nice break on the 1+2 throw. I realized that every time Solid Stone goes for a throw, it's either the 1 throw or the 1+2 throw. I haven't seen the 2 throw. He hasn't even attempted it once.
This is where it is going to have to come back here. Solid Stone a couple of hits away. And New Zealand, Cornova has done it at long last. A little bit scary there towards the end, but in the end, New Zealand will advance to our semifinals.
Very good work there by Cornova and a valiant effort by Israel, aka Solid Stone. I think he did it really well to bring himself back into the set, but in the end, Cornova just went back to what originally was helping him win, and he just didn't know how to combat it. So it was just all these pokes and all these moves that just stopped Solid Stone from doing his panic attacks, from doing all this other stuff. Not panic attack, panic moves, sorry. And yeah, it just stifled his pressure all the time.
Yeah, panic attacks are what I have when they put me on camera. But really not a set that Israel should be ashamed of by any means. It looked a rough way to start things off, but bringing it back, just never saying never. Able to bring it back there to not quite the final set, but still a very, very strong way to finish. In the end, it is New Zealand that advances, so let's go ahead and take a look at the brackets to see exactly how we are setting up. This is a look at our round of 8. And of course, our round of 4 will include Switzerland, Thailand, the Philippines, and New Zealand. Only 1-4-0 there, so you can see by and large the matches, the sets, even in the most dominant victories, the Philippines over Malaysia, still very, very strong sets in between.
And that's what you want to see. You want to see a close contest. You want to see both players playing their best. And it just shows that they're not just going in playing one way. Or they want to learn. They want to see how the opponent's playing, and they'll adapt to the best of their ability.
That's going to do it for our Tekken7 round of 8 here at the 9th Esports World Championship. We're going to be heading out to a quick commercial break and then a little bit of a longer lunch break for our players. Let them refuel and let them get ready for our semifinals. We'll be having the semifinals and the finals immediately following that, so you do not want to miss it. Don't go anywhere. The 9th Esports World Championship from Busan, South Korea. We'll be back with more Tekken7 in a little bit.